Hello children, welcome back to the class. So today we will start with the Act 2 of Julius Caesar. Today we'll start with the Scene 1 and we'll continue. I think it is going to take some 2 or 3 videos to complete the scene. I hope you will understand the act and you will like it, share it and subscribe it. So let's start with Act 2, Scene 1. So previously in Act 1, we have seen that the plot to murder Caesar is being hatched by Brutus, Cassius and the other members are the noble men of Rome. So इस सीन में देखते हैं कि आगे क्या होता है. The next scene. It's a Rome, Brutus's orchard. It's a fruit garden. Enter Brutus. Brutus, what Lucius ho? I cannot by the progress of the stars give guess how near to day. Lucius, I say. I would it were my fault to sleep so soundly. When awake, I say, what Lucius? Now, here in this opening scene, we find two characters, Brutus and Lucius. That is his, maybe a keeper, maybe his servant. Now, Brutus, he could not sleep at night. He could not guess that how long he has been awake or how much time is there for the day to come. He's so restless because his conversation with Cassius and Casca and the condition of Rome, the growing power of Caesar, had made him to think about the future of Rome. A conflict is going on in his heart and mind, whether to be a good friend to Caesar or to support the well-being of the Roman people. So he asked his he asked his servant that Lucius, he cannot understand by the movement of stars, that means the darkness of the night, the stars that are in the sky, he could not guess that what time is it and what time is it and what is the how much time is left for the day to come. I would it were my fault to sleep so soundly. That means he could not sleep soundly because he's quite disturbed. And now, when Lucius when awake, I say, what Lucius? Now says when he says awake, he is already awake that time. Now enter Lucius. Now Lucius comes. Called you, my lord? Now he could not sleep at night. Now he has called out his servant Lucius. That Lucius, awake, jago tum. Brutus, get me a tapper in my studies, Lucius. It cut the video. না একটু পরে স্টার্ট করব 20 মিনিটস দেয়া আছে Hello children, welcome back to this class. I hope you are all in Hello children, welcome back to the class. I hope you are all in good health and spirit. आप सब अच्छे हैं और बहुत अच्छे हैं and I hope जो videos हम share कर रहे हैं you are liking it and you are understanding it. So let's get back with Julius Caesar. जो last class में we have completed the Act 1. So today in this video we are going to start with Act 2 Scene 1. I hope you will understand the video, you will like it, share it and subscribe it. So here the scene begins. It's a Rome, Brutus's orchard, a fruit garden. तो यहाँ हम क्या देख रहे हैं? The Brutus is restless. He could not sleep. It's a scene during the night time and he could not sleep. वो सो नहीं सक रहा है because something is disturbing in his mind. What is disturbing? The growing power of Caesar, the conversation he had with Cassius and Casca, all these things are creating a disturbance in his heart and mind. So he could not understand whether to support Caesar as a good friend because he loved Caesar, and on the other hand, either he is going to support the people of Rome, who are going to suffer under the tyranny of Caesar. That is expected. Now, here the scene comes, his scene begins. Brutus says, what Lucius ho? I cannot by the progress of stars give guess how near to day. Lucius, I say. I would it were my fault to sleep soundly. When awake, I say, what Lucius? Now Brutus here two characters we can see, Brutus and Lucius. Lucius is his servant, the keeper. Now he is calling out Lucius because he could not sleep at night. उसको वो सो नहीं सक रहा है because he is suffering from a conflict. the conflict that is going on in his heart and mind. So the conspiracy that is going to hash or that is going to take place. Now he called Lucius because he could not understand by the darkness of the night, by the movement of the stars, that what is the time and how much time is left for the day, कितना time बाकी है दिन होने में और रात का कितना time हो रहा है. So to know that he is calling his servant Lucius. Enter Lucius. Lucius अंदर आ रहा है. Call you my lord. Brutus. Get me a taper in my study. Lucius, when it is lighted, come and call me here. तो एक मेरे study में जाओ, get a candle, and when you have lit the candle, you just call me, I'll be there. Exit Lucius. Lucius वहाँ से चला जाता है. Brutus. It must be by his death, and for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn on him. Now Brutus is talking about Caesar. He's telling that it must be the death. Okay, maybe in his fortune, maybe in his luck, Caesar के luck में शायद death ही है, because Brutus had no personal reasons to harm Caesar or to kill Caesar. But for the general, he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, that's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves weary walking. Crown him that, and then I grant we put a sting in him. Now, what he says that he does not have any personal reason to kill Caesar or to harm Caesar, but for the general. That means for the good of Rome, for the good of the people of Rome. Now, he would be crowned. Now, he is afraid that the people of Rome will choose Caesar as their king, and he will be crowned the next day or by any moment. Now what it will be, now after crowning, the nature of Caesar may change. Now the Caesar who is very polite, जो बहुत humble है, polite है, we have seen in the previous scene that he is giving the people his with his open bosom, that they might even kill him. So here Brutus wants to say that after getting the power, after being crowned as the king, whether this nature will prevail or it will change, because at that time he will be having the total power and he is going to become dangerous. Now one example has been given, that it is the bright day that brings the serpent out, the snake out of its hole, because he wants to hunt at that time. So when Caesar will have the full power, he will try to find out his enemies and he will try to wipe them off, to kill them, to clear his way. And that craves weary walking, crown him that. And then I grant we put a sting in him. That means when the bright day comes out, the serpent gets out of its hole and it started stinging people. He forgets all the good things or the bad things, that at his will he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins. Remorse from power, and to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed. Now he says the same thing will happen with Caesar when he has the great power in hand. Because when the power comes, the greatness comes, the humbleness, the kindness, it just vanishes away. That lowliness is young ambition's ladder. That means when when the man has not achieved the success, he uses the people as a ladder. यहाँ पे क्या है, Caesar using the people of Rome as a ladder to rise high, to have the greatest power. And when he will reach to its height, when he will reach to its destiny to be the king of Rome, to get the crown, then he will forget all those people who had helped him to rise high. So it is just like a ladder. When one person just rise high up to his position, and he looks at the people down as low people, as lowly he feels. That means he will not give any respect or anything to those people. Where to the climber upward turn his face. That means the person who rises up, he will just turn away his face from those who has been his friend, from those who has been helped him to rise high. But when he once attains the upmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back. He will just turn his back. He'll forget all their kindness and all the humbleness. Look in the clouds, scorning the base degrees. His eyes will be on the clouds. He will just look high up. And he will just keep on scolding, and have anger, the words of harsh words towards those people. by which he did ascend, so Caesar may. So these are the assumption कि Caesar ऐसा हो सकता है. And if he becomes, he is going to be a dangerous man for Rome. And then, lest he may prevent, and since the quarrel will bear no color for the thing he is. Fashion it thus, that when he is augmented, would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would, as his kind, grow mischievous and kill him in the shell. So these are the assumptions or the thoughts that Brutus is having towards Caesar. That if Caesar has got the crown, if he has the growing power, if he gets that power, then he will treat the people of Rome, treat all his friends, all the noblemen of Rome as low people. He will not give them any respect. He will try to kill them, try to sting them, just as a serpent do, just as a snake does. Now, so this quarrel is going on in the heart of Brutus. So what he decides that till that before Caesar reach that extreme point, that dangerous point, he should be killed. Just like a serpent, when it is in its egg, before it hatches, it should be killed. That is the only thing, that is the only way to control the growing power of Caesar. Now, re-enter Lucius. Lucius again comes back to Brutus. The tapper been burnt in your closet, sir. Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed. Gives him the letter. Now Lucius says that the tapper, there's a candle, it has been already lighted, and when he was finding out, when he was searching some matchsticks or something to light the candle, to light the tapper, he had found some papers, some sealed papers like letters, which had not been there when he was going to sleep. जब वो सोने जा रहा था, those papers were not there. But now these papers have come. Now he handed over the letters to Brutus. Brutus, get you to bed again, it is not day. Is it not tomorrow, boy, the Ides of March? Now Brutus asked Lucius to get into bed once again. And he says, he inquires that tomorrow is Ides of March, that tomorrow is 15th of March. Lucius, I know not, sir. Lucius just humble reply that he doesn't know. Brutus, look in the calendar and bring me a word. Go and just have a look at the calendar and just tell me what's the date. Lucius, I will, sir. Exit. He just goes out. Now, Brutus, the exhalations whizzing in the air give so much light that I may read by them. He opens the letter that so much disturbance is there. The stars, the moons, they are just this flashing lights are moving. The thunderstorms are there, and this are providing enough light for Brutus to go through the letters, the lightnings. Brutus, thou sleepest, awake and see thyself. The thing is written that Brutus, wake up and just look yourself. Just know yourself. Shall Rome and speak strike redress, Brutus, thou sleepest awake. Such instigations have been often dropped, where I have took them up. Now, Brutus, the letter, it has been written that shall Rome, that means the Rome shall be ruled by only single hand. Brutus should know these are the letters that are provoking the feelings, that are lightening up the feelings of Brutus, that that will lead him to move on with the conspiracy. Now, these letters have been dropped in Brutus's part just to check the power of Caesar. Shall Rome, thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's sway? What Rome? Now he says that the letter says that this letters which has been dropped on the path, or this has been handed over to Brutus. It has been somehow it has come to Brutus just to convey the feeling of different people. But we know beforehand only that these letters are written by Cassius in different handwritings to manipulate, just to convince Brutus to join the conspiracy. But Brutus, being a noble man, being a very honorable man, he thought that these letters have been given by the citizens of Rome, who have those people, they have written their feelings against Caesar, against the growing power of Caesar, and as if they're requesting or appealing Brutus to help them out. They are just trying to say that Brutus, wake up and just pass the judgment that how Rome can be ruled by a single man. My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he has called a king. Speak, strike, redress, am I entreated to speak and strike? That means he said, but then Tarquin, an enemy was there. He has been driven out. He has been driven out from Rome by the ancestors, by the people of Rome. Now is the time to speak and strike. The people of Rome are speaking Brutus to take some action against Caesar. O Rome, I make thee promise, if the redress will follow, thou receives thy full petition at the hand of Brutus. That means the countrymen, they are trying to raise their voice, they are trying to protest, raise their voice of protest and act to do some action. And here, Brutus, I promise my countrymen. Now, the person who has written the letter, he says that the person will get the judgment. Rome, the people of Rome will get judgment because this letter has been handed to Brutus. It has been received by Brutus. Re-enter Lucius. Sir, March is wasted 14 days. That means 14 days has been passed and now it is the 15th of March, the next day. Knocking within. That means some people have come. There's a knocking at the door. Brutus is good, go to the gate, somebody knocks. He asks Lucius to go, open the gate. Exit Lucius. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Now Brutus says that since he had the conversation, talked with Cassius, after that he could not sleep. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream. That means whatever that is a dreadful act that they're going to take, they're going to kill Caesar, they are going to murder Caesar. So before that dangerous act, everything seems to be phantasm, like some ghostly, some terrible things are happening. These are the feelings. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council, and the state of man like to a little kingdom. That means these thoughts, his heart and mind, the mortal instruments, the body, the organs of the body, and his thoughts, they are conflicting. Why they're conflicting? As if they are sitting, there's a meeting is going on within themselves. His body has become a kingdom, his mind has become like a kingdom. Suffers then the nature of an insurrection because some conflict is going on between the thoughts, between the feeling that he had of Caesar because he used to love Caesar. And now this thoughts, this talk of Cassius has led him to something else. Now he's slowly his feelings towards the Caesar are changing. That is, there is the conflict. There is a man he used to love, and now that man he has to kill that man because he's going to be a tyranny, dangerous for Rome. Re-enter Lucius. Again Lucius enters. Sits your brother Cassius at the door, who doth desire to see you. Now Cassius has come to visit Brutus. Is he alone? No, sir. There are more with him. Some more people are there. Do you know them? No, sir. He could not recognize them. Why? Their hats are plucked about their ears, so they're wearing hats that are pulled to their ears, and half of their faces buried in their cloaks. So the cloth they are wearing is covering their face. That by no means I may discover them by any mark of favor. By any means he could not recognize those faces, those people who have come to visit Brutus at this hour. Exit Lucius. Lucius just give the information and he leaves the place. There are the faction. O conspiracy! Shamest thou to show thy dangers brow by night, when evils are most free. So let them come. They are the conspirators. These are the group of conspirators that has come to meet Brutus. And the dangerous things happen, or the dangerous plan is going to take place when evil things, this is the evil thing, killing of a person. And it is being done at night because at night evil things are free. It is dark. It is wild at that time. Oh, then by day where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough? Now, so at night they're free to come. Nobody will recognize them. The conspirators, it's easy to come because it's a time when evil things are free. And but what would happen if it would have been a daytime? At that time, they would have to cover themselves in some caves, some dark caves, so that they can hide their evil faces, their evil thoughts to mask their monstrous visage. Seek none conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability. So No need to hide. So no need to hide yourself behind the darkness of the cave. Just it's a smile that will hide all your feelings. For if thou path thy native semblance on, not Erebus itself were dim enough. That means, now, it were better if you hide your face in smiles and pleasantness, and just to be natural in their behavior. Now, if not Erebus itself were dim enough to hide thee from prevention. Now, the thought is so dangerous that the darkness of the hell will not be able to hide their thoughts, hide their plan. So it's better to hide their thoughts in their smiles. Enter the conspirators. Now here enters one by one the conspirators. Cassius, Casca, Decius, Brutus, Cinna, Metalcimber, and Tribonius. So many characters are there. Cassius, I think we are too bold up on your rest. Good morrow, Brutus, do we trouble you? Now we are bold enough. We have the courage to disturb you at this time of the hour. So are we troubling you, Brutus? I have been up this hour awake all night. Now know I this men that come along with you. Now he says that he has not slept the whole night. He is just he has been awakened by different thoughts. Now he wants Cassius to introduce the persons who had come with him. Cassius, yes, every man of them, and no man here but honors you. That means every man that is present here, everybody respect Brutus, honors Brutus. And every one doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself, which every noble Roman bears of you. This is Tribonius. That means each and every person, each and every citizen of Rome has the same feeling as that of these people are having. Everybody honors Brutus, they respect Brutus, and they consider Brutus to be a noble man of Rome. And here comes Tribonius, one of the conspirators. Brutus, he is welcome hither. He welcomes Tribonius. This is Decius Brutus. He is welcome too. This Casca, this Cinna, and this metal symbol. Brutus, they are all welcome. What watchful cares of interpose themselves betwixt your eyes that night. That's they're all welcome. And see what watchful cares. Now, see how carefully they have come here. And what is the matter that these people had not slept tonight? Cassius. Shall I entreat a word? Brutus and Cassius whisper. Now, Cassius says, I would like to have some word with Brutus. And they just whisper with each other. Decius. Here lies the east, doth not the day break here? Casca. No. Oh, pardon, sir. Now, Decius Brutus says that it's not still daybreak, it's still night. And yon grey lines and fret the clouds are messengers of the day. Now see, you can see the grey lines there in the east. Casca says, no. Cinna says, pardon. And you grey lines that fret the clouds are messengers of day. That means, forgive me. He could see the grey lines, the first streak of light. That means the dawn is approaching. The morning has slowly, it's going to be a daybreak. Casca, you shall confess that you are both deceived. Here is a point. Now, Casca, in his saucy manner, say you are both wrong, because the where I point my sword, that is the day. So, when the conspirators enter the scene, we can see that Cassius and Brutus, they move aside to have some conversation with them. And here, Decius, Brutus, Casca, and Cinna, they are having argument about the daybreak. Now, Decius says that it's going to be daybreak. Casca says no. Cinna says it's going to be, the time has come. He could see the grey lining of the daybreak. And Casca says you both are wrong, because the where he points the sword, the sun will rise from that place, which is a great way growing on the south, weighing the youthful season of the year. Some 2 months hence, up higher towards the north, he first present his fire, and the high east stand as the capital directly here. That means he will have to admit, he says that you both are wrong, because the place where he points his sword is the point where from the sun will rise, and it is the south. And in the south, it is still spring season is going on, and later the sun will rise in the northern portion. East, where the capital stands, and in which direction I point my sword. Brutus, give me your hands all over one by one. Cassius, and let us swear our resolution. Now, Brutus and Cassius come near, and this is one by one. We should join our hands and we should take a promise, a oath. So, children, today we will do up to here only. It's a long scene, and I think it will take 2 or 3 classes to complete the scene. तो जहाँ तक मैंने पढ़ा है, till where I have explained, I hope you will understand it. You have understood it, and I hope you will share it, subscribe it, and like it. So thank you, children, and we hope to meet soon with our next video. Thank you.